Good morning. Have you ever thought about thinking? Believe it or not, your thoughts have more of an impact on your life than you probably realize. Most people think their reality is based on your external circumstances, but actually it's based on your inner voice or your thoughts. Barbara Fredrickson, a psychology researcher, says that positive thinking helps enhance your ability to develop skills and build resources for later use in life. In order to prove this, she performed an experiment. The experiment consisted of 5 groups. The first 2 groups were shown video clips that induced positive emotions. The next group was shown video clips that induced no connotative emotions. And the last 2 groups were shown video clips that induced negative emotions. After the groups were done watching the video clips, they were asked to write down as many ideas as possible for what they would do in the given situations to them in the video clips. The positive group came up with the most amount of ideas, and the negative group the least. This supported Fredrickson's theory that positive thinking allows us to see more opportunities than negative thinking. The reason the negative group came up with the least amount of ideas is because when we as humans are put into a situation that induces fear or stress or a negative emotion, we tend to look no further than the immediate threat to our well-being and go for the quickest solution rather than the smartest solution. When we use positive thinking, we are able to look past that immediate threat and are able to look more towards the long-term effects, which allows us to gain more enriching experiences. In the article that Fredrickson talks about positive thinking's effect on our lives, she also discusses how we can improve our positive thinking skills. She references a study published in the Journal of Research and Personality. The study consisted of 90 undergraduate students split into 2 groups. Over the course of 3 days, each group had to write about something. The first group had to write about an intensely positive experience they had each day, and the second group had to write about a neutral experience they had each day. After the study was concluded, the positive group ended up reaping many health benefits from this exercise. They reported better mood levels and less frequent visits to the University Health Center than the neutral group. This supported, again, Fredrickson's theory that positive thinking improves your abilities. The last thing that Fredrickson talks about is success versus happiness. Most of us, including myself, tell themselves, if only I were to achieve something, only then will I be happy. They put their happiness into this something instead of themselves, which is unreliable and unnecessary. Going back to what I said earlier about positive thinking allowing you to see more opportunities than negative thinking, these new opportunities that positive thinking allows you to see leads to new skills, which leads to new successes, which adds to your happiness. This makes happiness both a precursor and a result to success. This is also the reason that people who tend to seem happier all the time also tend to seem more successful to us. And a lot of us like to equate that with luck and say that they're just luckier than us, when in reality, it's not luck, it's your mindset. I wouldn't be telling you this if I didn't believe it myself, so I'm going to tell you about a time that I used positive thinking to gain a more enriching experience. Last summer, I attended a week-long program known as Texas Bluebonnet Girls State. This is where 600 girls come together and learn about the different levels of government, city, county, and state. You also learn about the different offices within each level. When we arrived on campus, we were split into 2 groups, House and Senate. I was in the Senate. We learned how to create legislation and debate bills with proper Senate procedure. The debating portion was especially intimidating because most of the girls who got up and debated had actual debate experience, whereas my only experience with debate was with our very spirited and unsuccessful middle school debate team that did not win a single debate. This was really intimidating, and so I tended, I don't know how to say that, to just sit and observe for most of the Senate sessions. However, I did know at the end of the week we would be going to the Texas State Capitol to debate on the Senate chamber floor. And so that was something that interested me, and so throughout the week, I pondered going up there and debating. I knew they would only be taking prepared debates, so I prepared some just in case. When we arrived at the Capitol, I realized that we would be speaking in front of 350 people, and as a person who hates public speaking, as I'm doing it right now, I realized that I did not want to go up there and that I just was not about to do that. And so when we got into the chamber and the Senate session began, I realized that I actually did want to go up there, and the only thing stopping me was my mindset. So I told myself that I was more than capable of going up there, and that the worst thing that could happen is I fall and trip on my face, which it wouldn't be the first time I've done that a bunch of in front of people. Or I go up there and I'm successful, and I gain a bunch of confidence in myself while stepping out of my comfort zone. I ended up raising my hand, and luckily the latter scenario happened. I did not fall on my face. And even though I was absolutely terrified, I used positive thinking to push myself out of my comfort zone, which allowed me to really understand the confidence that comes with both pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and taking a positive outlook on life. Remember, positive thinking equals positive results. Thank you.